The Bible begins with, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In Greek, the word used is logos. Logos doesn't just mean word, it means blueprint, reason, the underlying logic of the universe. The ancient believed that reality itself is made of language. Physical matter is just the hardware. The word is the software. The statement of cause and effect is, "I create as I speak." The speech comes first. The creation follows. Most people have this backwards. They wait to see a change in their life before they change their language. They say, "I will say I am happy when I see a reason to be happy." This is a violation of the law of the logos. You must speak the condition into existence before the condition can manifest. You are the projector. The word is just the screen. You cannot change the movie by yelling at the screen. You must change the film. So, if words create reality, what happens when you don't have a word for something? This is an invisible prison. There is a theory in linguistics, linguistic relativity. It suggests that if your language does not have a word for a concept, your brain cannot perceive that concept. Historians have found that there is no word for the color blue. The sky is described as bronze. The sea is described as wine dark because they lack the label blue. Their brains likely did not distinguish the color blue from green or dark gray. They were blinded to a massive spectrum of reality simply because they lack the software to decode it. The Greeks didn't have a word for the color blue because it was a defect in their dictionary, because they didn't have a specific word to categorize that frequency of light. If you don't have a word for something, then you are functionally blind to it. This is happening to you in the present. For example, think about your emotional vocabulary: sad, happy, angry, anxious, because your vocabulary is this limited. Your experience of this life is this limited. You are living in low resolution because you refuse to upgrade your graphics card. The boundaries of your reality are drawn by your vocabulary. It's about the invisible rules of how you string these words together. Different languages force their speakers to think in different ways. English is a language of cause and effect. Consider how you speak about your problems. You say, "This situation made me angry." The situation is the active agent. Me is the passive object. You have linguistically coded a reality where you are the victim of an external force. In other languages, it will be, "I created anger within myself in the presence of the situation." You feel the difference. It's a shift in locus of control. When you use "she annoyed me," "she hurt me," you are programming your subconscious that you are a leaf blowing in the wind, totally at the mercy of your environment. You are casting a spell of powerlessness. You are telling your brain that you are not the operator of the machine. Your brain, being an obedient servant, triggers the chemical response for helplessness. It floods you with cortisol. The verb to be defines a static, permanent identity. It implies A equal B in a mathematical, unchangeable sense. When you say, "I'm a failure," you are equating your complex, fluid, ever-changing biological process with a static, abstract concept called a failure. You're using the law of identity to glue a temporary state to your eternal self. In reality, in the quantum universe, nothing is everything is happening. You are not a failure. You failed a specific task at a specific time. One is a permanent label on your soul. The other is a report on a past event. When you say, "I am anxious," you're identifying as anxiety. You are claiming it as your name. You are telling your nervous system this is who you are. But when you say, "I am currently experiencing a sensation of anxiety," it separates the observer from the observation. It reminds the brain that the anxiety is a passing cloud. There's no permanence. This is about biological survival. When you speak negatively, you are sending a command code to your immune system. If you believe something will harm you, your body will synthesize the toxins to harm itself. A thought and spoken word is a physical event. It requires the firing of motor neurons, the movement of the tongue and jaw, and the release of neurotransmitters. When you speak or silently articulate words in your mind, a specific part of your brain lights up. You are thinking and doing. You are firing a complex sequence of neurons to manipulate reality. Speaking changes the structure of your brain. When you live in a verbal negative loop, you are literally killing brain cells. You are shrinking that part of your brain that allows you to learn new things and escape your current situation. But when you speak words of hope and gratitude, you activate the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of the brain. You trigger the release of dopamine and oxytocin, motivation and trust. These chemicals make you feel good and repair the damage. They encourage the growth of new brain cells. DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed by words and frequencies.